Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Creative Metaphysical Store. Oh, where is my hat? I knew I forgot something. 1 minute, guys. I'm gonna go grab my witchy hat. I always like to wear this hat whenever I am talking about anything magical. Um, I knew I forgot it. I forgot something. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about the magical properties of potatoes. So, most of it's based on my experience and my use of potatoes in my craft as a kitchen witch. I am not just simply a kitchen witch, I also am a green witch. I do ceremonial rituals to all kinds of stuff. So, I like to say that I'm very um, eclectic. I think the word is eclectic, an eclectic word. I'm very into a little bit of everything, um, which kind of makes me a jack of all trades. But that's another story for another time. But today we're talking about potatoes and how to use them in your craft. As we all know, potatoes are came from the dirt, and we tend to plant them, and they're germinated in the earth, and we have to dig them up, right? So you could say that the potatoes are fully in the earth energy in and of itself. I have used these ruins, and I will go over each one and what they mean, but in another video. Um, Fehu, and I'm going to type it out if you're curious about working with the Elder Futhar runes. Urus. What was the other one? What was the other one? Fehu, Urus. Okay. Those are the main two that I usually work with this rune. I found that it's a very good grounding energy. So if you're looking to work with the earth element, you can use this, especially if you're trying to use a ritual specifically with contacting gnomes or anything of the earth. And what I like to do is I like to carve the ruin of my choice and ground that in. Seeing as Fehu is also symbolized to be with hard work, and Uruz is dealing with cattle. And we know that farmers use cattle on the farm, and there's a lot of hard work in producing um, these potatoes. I find that russet and spud potatoes work best for the prosperity, wealth, money spells. If you're trying to use money, these are the best potatoes, but I'm sure there's a potato of your preference that you can definitely use. But I prefer to use either russet potatoes or spud potatoes because I just love them. So, what I'd like to tend to do, and I'm going to give you some magical recipes that you could try out. And I'm actually going to need to grab a knife to show you guys. So let me go over here and grab a knife. You guys understand me? So the first obvious kitchen witch recipe that I'm going to incorporate is obviously mashed potatoes. And this is, I just made some home mashed potatoes from scratch, but I didn't do any rune work because it was just for the general populace. If it was just for myself, I would have done things differently. But what I like to do, for example, for this potato, if I'm going to use it for money, I would carve the Fehu rune to symbolize me working hard on creating money, right? And I also like to incorporate other runes that match specified intentions. So what I will do here is I will add lagaz for flow because everything flows with water, so it will flow abundantly. So I'm putting the intention here. I can get it to go. And I will also do Wunjo because Wunjo is also dealing with wealth and success. And I will also incorporate Gebo for its generosity to generously attract wealth and abundance. And what I like to do is I like to boil them in water. There we got the water and the earth energy. There we go. So the Lagaz energy to help it flow. And as if you'll notice that as it's boiling, the ruins will the peel will start to peel off, and that's okay, because if you just okay, just a minute when he's ready. Hello, okay. Um. So so Sorry, I was just reading a comment um from someone on a different platform. Anyway, so um, it's okay because when you mash it, you're basically setting the intention that you're mashing with your masher anything that's stopping you. If you, for me, it's doubt. It's a lot of times it's doubt, it's worry, it's fear, and I always feel it right here. And I'm hoping that with the ayahuasca ceremony that I'm gonna do, as I'm gonna release lots of doubt, lots of worries and fears and traumas, and it's just like I'm like so ready to get rid of this energy here. And as much as I hate to admit it, I struggle to remove all of it. Now, that doesn't mean that when I remove all of these fears, doubts, and worries, that it'll all be gone and happy go lucky. No, there's always still room for new doubt to form and worry to form. So just be mindful of that. But what you do with this is after you boil it in water and you strain the water. And if you choose to do runes, you could just simply do the earth element if you're just trying to connect with that earth element. Or I like to incorporate water to the water element, so I like have that life energy. So sometimes I would and let me just finish with this before I go into other details about it. So you boil it, you strain the water, and then with your masher, you're basically putting the intention that you're getting rid of any obstacles. There's something that is like for me, it's doubt and worry and fear and anxiety, blah blah blah. And if it's an emotional blockage, just be like, doubt's not getting to me today. But you don't have to I tend to do it aggressive because like I know I'm my worst enemy for sure. It could be, say, a coworker that's giving you a hard time at work and that's preventing you from completing sales, or there's just too much competition. You could basically set the intention that you squash the competition, that you mash the competition because you're wanting to create lots of money. Um, so yeah, that's another good thing that you can do. Another great one is baked potatoes. I love to, for example, with the baked potato, again, I put the ruins on the bottom side of the um, potato, but I slit the potato like so, and I also like to bring when you slit the potato, it actually forms the ruin Esau. So for clarity. So say you're splitting it open for clarity to gain clarity on how you can make a flowing income, right? So you're looking for clarity. Then what I do is while that, and I like to use money orbs, and one of the good ones is oregano. So you can incorporate oregano in there as far as that goes. If you're working hard towards a business deal, do not hesitate to put sour cream If you're basically putting the intention, oh wait, that's a different recipe. Sorry, wrong slide. And I have so many things in my head as far as recipes and magicalness that I forget which one's which. But I would recommend sour cream if you're wanting to have a business deal turn sour. Say if you had originally worked with a company and you contracted to this company, and they would in turn provide you business, right? Well, if you have been working with them for X amount of years and you feel like they no longer serve you, you could basically set the intention that that business deal will go sour, that both sides would mutually agree to end the contract. Because but that's if you are having a hard time getting say your business, say if it's a business partner, right? And your business sponsor wants to still keep the company and you want to dissolve the company, you could have a cookout and make baked potatoes and use sour cream to make with, of course, um, say butter to kind of smooth things over, something nice to smooth things over. Um, you could use that to basically have them help mutually agree to basically dissolve the company. So that's something that you could try as well. If you're wanting for any competitive competition, like if say you have other competitors, right, and you want the competition between all of them to go sour, you can energetically use that as well. But you could eat the potato and basically set the intention that all my competition basically will go belly up, or that the competition will go sour for them, and in that aspect. Oh, or if you're wanting a better idea, if you want to incorporate that into, if you're wanting to ingest it, I'd recommend first adding black peppercorn, because you want to banish any sour business dealings. So you could use the butter, the oregano, and butter and oregano, put that on there. Then the sour cream, then add the black peppercorn. That way the businesses will not go sour. You're banishing that energy that, oh, I am not going to have a sour business deal. Things are going to go smoothly. And so that's something you could try. Another good thing that I love to do is I like to chop the um, what was it on? Slice the potatoes very very thin. And what I do is I actually put herbs and olive oil that match my intention. So in this case, it'd be oregano if I'm doing it for money. And I want to actually clear out any obstacles and be victorious. I'd actually add oregano, hyssop, and sea salt. Then also incorporate what was it, Hydron the Conqueror root, or Low John. Either one works really good, or both. I like to incorporate both because I'm like want to be super victorious. Um, and you put let the oil marinate. I like to use the number 7, so I let it marinate in the sun for 7 days and 7 nights. So I let the sun and moon, let it naturally by room temperature, letting it marinate, right? And then I slice the potatoes, how thin I want them, and I coat the pan with that, and there's my intention. Now, of course, I want to add paprika and cayenne pepper to basically amplify that. I might add, which I love to do, is rose petals. I love to make rose petals. Not make rose petals. To make potatoes, baked potatoes, but I love to incorporate um, rose petals. In fact, they are really good and crunchy. I mean, I love that. Mwah. I will actually do a video on when I have all the necessary ingredients, of course. I will do a video where I'm baking before and after a kitchen witch video on just this recipe because it's so good. I mean, I love it. And it makes you feel super good when you're eating it too. That's the weirdest thing. It makes you super, super good. So it's like, so it's just so good. Just me thinking about it makes me hungry. Um, so some symbols that you can use to incorporate in your potato, as I like to use the Ankh symbol. I like to use that a lot, especially if we're talking about the earth element. Now, it's very difficult unless you have some sort of like very fine knife, especially. So I like to basically, oops, incorporate the symbol as best I can. It's your intention that counts, and that's what matters. And it actually takes a while for things. Oops. And then I like to incorporate the Venus ruin, right? To ground in love. If you're doing it to bring love to yourself or to someone else, you can use the combination of the um, Ankh and the Venus symbol. You can even put water and earth sign um, into this. But if you're baking it, you can also incorporate, if you're baking it, you'd want to incorporate the fire element, alchemical sign for that as well. So that's something that you can do as well. Let me just actually add that here. So that's something you can do as well. If you're steaming the potatoes, you can also incorporate the air element as well. So that's something you could try and carve on your potatoes. Um, I like to use ruins. That's just me personally. I actually more often not to use ruins in my kitchen, which magic when I can because I find um, ruins to be very hold a special place in my heart, especially. Um, let's see. Is there anything else that I want to incorporate? Oh, there is something that you could incorporate as well. But this is only if you're doing a casserole with hash browns and eggs and stuff. So it's a regular old breakfast casserole. I love to incorporate. What I like to do is I do tater tots and sausage, and then pour the egg yolk on top. I actually cook the tater tots and the sausage first. That way it's all pre-cooked. Then I add put it back in the bin, and then I put the um, uh, eggs over as take like about 12 to evenly egg yolk it all. Then what I do is I do the hash brown patties. And this is a good recipe if you're working, would love to work with the dragon X spoon well. I recommend watching the video from Working with Dragon Mystics. Drake is an awesome dude. He knows so much more about dragons. But this is a recipe that I came up with. You could even incorporate pork because I found that Exmo loves pork rind, bacon, honestly, which is surprising because if you know he likes pork rinds and stuff, not pork, it's bacon, right? So I like to incorporate bacon bits in there when I do the final touches. So I put the hash brown patties over it with the eggs and let that heat up nicely. Then what I do is I take cheese and bacon bits, or sometimes I like to actually cook the bacon because then I use the bacon grease for other things for meats and stuff. Um, I actually put the bacon bits in there, and then what I do and this is the last thing. This is like after it's fully cooked and everything. Is I take a melted butter, and I take my little brush that I use, and I actually draw the X Spoonwell symbol on it, and it's really good. I mean, I found it, and then I do my dragon flame ritual. I call it X Spoonwell. He charges it, and then of course I leave a plate, like a little slice for him, because I'm working with his energy. Equal equivalent exchange here. And there's your potatoes for prosperity and wealth. Ground earthy energy, grounding the in. You got the dairy energy, which is also urdos for cattle. So it's also another recipe that you guys can choose to use. And then sausage is also pork too. So you wouldn't even have to incorporate the bacon bits if you don't like bacon. So again, it's awesome, and it's an awesome recipe that I love to use. But then you could actually change it up and say you wanted to make it into a chili style. So you could take the recipe and add chili over that as well, which is also good, good, good. Sorry, just it makes me hungry just thinking about it. But other than that, that's all I got for you as far as potatoes and kitchen magic recipes that you guys could use. Um, in to for your not ready for your magical craft. I hope this video was helpful and awesome, and just know that you guys are powerful creators. You are beautiful shamans, warriors, healers. You're all that in a bag of chips. Much love and blessings and miracles to you.